The way that I actually got involved with Team Gaspari is about 3 years ago. They asked me to work the Arnold. I jumped at the opportunity, obviously. I was like, oh, sure, absolutely. I wanted to make sure that I made a good impression on, Rich. I know about supplements. I know about nutrition. And I'm a hard worker. They offered me the opportunity of doing some appearances in Florida. Kind of got my foot in the door that way by going around and doing demos. But once I was actually going out and demoing the stuff, they sent me samples of everything, so I got to try it myself. At that point, I was hooked because this stuff really does work. I'm not just somebody that says, oh, this is my sponsor and this stuff is great. I was sold on the product before they even sponsored me. So it was really a great opportunity for me to try the stuff out and see how it responded to my body. And that's really, I think, how I really solidified myself to becoming a Team Gaspari athlete. And I can't tell you that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because who doesn't want to be a Gaspari athlete? I mean, it's really fortunate that, we get to be a part of this team that is just a great company. They're growing. It's been a blessing for me, and it just allows me to do what I need to do to be the best bodybuilder I can. If I was going to give some advice to a young bodybuilder that's just getting started, I would say learn as much as you can about proper whole food nutrition. It's really important to make sure that you fuel your body. It's going to make your workouts better, and it's going to increase your recovery, and it's going to give you the ability to grow. What goes hand in hand with the whole food nutrition is the supplementation, because there's certain things that you can't get from whole food that would be very difficult than you can from supplementation, and that's why they're there. Not everybody can, swallow 3 pounds of meat a day, so that's why there's protein shakes to kind of fill in the gaps. These supplements are there to kind of assist you, but they don't replace food. And that's one thing that I always tell someone is the foundation of your nutrition has to be whole food, but you take advantage of the supplements that are out there to add to your program. And I think if you can get a good program together, it's gonna it's gonna put you way ahead of the next guy that has no idea about nutrition and no idea about supplementation. Yeah, when it comes to the supplementation side, even my contest prep, there was the off season and then there was the contest prep. In the off season, my goal after the USA's was, let me see how much muscle I can build. Obviously, I've got access to all the great products at Gaspari, so we had just released the new Size On Max Performance. I love this product. I mean, it's just unbelievable, and it really genuinely really helped me grow. I mean, it just made me pumped, strong. It kept me full. I mean, it was really noticeable. It really worked out because I got my body weight up to the highest I've ever had it in good condition. Then flipping the switch going into the contest prep, obviously I'm dropping out certain things that are like mass building protocols. At this point now, I'm trying to streamline my physique and bring it down. The one thing that I kept in right to the end was the Intra Pro. Man, this is just such a great protein. I love the way it tastes, but it's so clean. It didn't upset my stomach at all. And sometimes I have sensitivity to certain proteins, and I kept that in right up into the show. And it got to the point where that scoop of chocolate Intra Pro, I look forward to so much because it was the only thing that I was eating that it was sweet. And I just really look forward to that. Also, towards the end, I was using the Cytolene V2, because once you start getting really depleted, everything just seems, you have no energy, and it also starts to affect your mind, and you start to feel really bad. And the one thing for me is the Cytolene helped me mentally. It would give me a little bit of energy, but it would give me more mental clarity so that I didn't feel like I was in a total fog. Cytolene really helped me to kind of just not feel so bad and give me the energy to kind of be able to get up and do what I had to do and train the way I had to train. Rich Gaspari is a previous IFBB pro and competitive athlete and owner, it's a lot different than being sponsored by a company that doesn't have an owner that's actually walked the walk. It goes hand in hand because as from an athlete's perspective, Rich gets it. You know, he knows what it takes to be the best. He knows the amount of sacrifice. He's in it, you know? I mean, Rich was backstage with me, helping me pump up and giving me, you know, tips and advice and things like that. And I mean, that stuff is priceless. I feel blessed to be able to have an IFBB Hall of Famer giving me advice and kind of like watching me, you know, move up through the ranks. How often do you get, as a sponsored athlete, to get, you know, one-on-one time with the owner of the company, you know, an IFBB Hall of Famer? I mean, it's a big deal. And it's like, I just think it's great that he just takes an interest in his athletes because he cares, because he was an athlete, you know, and he's still an athlete, he just doesn't compete anymore. And I think that's why he's trying to give back, and that's what I just think is just it's a big blessing for us, you know, to have that opportunity. You try to imagine what it would be like to do something like that, but it's different when it actually happens. And, you know, for me to qualify for the Olympia in my pro debut, I just surprised myself. You know, one thing I remember that'll probably stick in my mind forever is as they were calling out the placings and I was in, you know, they moved me up and then they called out fourth and third and then me in second. Rich Gaspari, I could see him in the audience, and I had never seen him so excited in my life. I mean, he was screaming and he just couldn't believe it. I mean, he looked just as shocked as I looked. It was just exciting, you know, just to think that, wow, Rich is really into this, you know? And I thought that was really cool because, I mean, how often do you get a CEO that's actually really into it as much as the athlete is? You know, being a Gaspari athlete, it just means so much to me because it's not just the fact that I'm an employee or, you know, a sponsored athlete, but, you know, we all pull for each other. And, you know, it's just great to think that I'm up on stage and I got Rich Gaspari screaming for me in the stands, you know, and, you know, we kind of like really support each other and, you know, it just makes for like a much better experience. And I'm just really grateful for that.